Everyone, Elvira here. I hope everybody had a blessed holiday. I wanted to show you something that I do afterwards, like the next day after you get done with the turkey. I debone it. And basically what I do is pull all the meat off the bone, and then I just throw all of it like this in the pot. So like all kinds of fat, skin, whatever, okay? And then I use the leftover gravy that I have and stuff like that. And then what I do is I throw it all in a pan like this. And we're just going to fill it up with water. And we're going to boil it for an hour and a half. And then we're going to strain it. And what happens is it makes a really good container of broth. And I thought I'd show everybody this because it's like, all I'm doing is adding cold water, and you put the cold water over the carcass, you know. And I take all the bones and the skin and whatever, and I just throw it in the pan, the leftover gravy from, you know, Thanksgiving yesterday and everything else. And then I just boil it for an hour and a half, and then I have broth, and when it cools, I put it in the freezer. And I thought it would be something to show everybody because it's like, you know, you can really gain a lot. And one container is 100. I've done this before, so I pretty much know the calorie count already because I do this every time when I buy a turkey because our family does, I'm allergic to pork, so I can't eat ham. And my other sister can't eat it either for health reasons also. We all have the same issue, and we get that from our father. Our father had the same thing where he couldn't eat it. And I have gout also, which is really bad. Pork and red meat really will flare my feet. So we always have turkey for Christmas and turkey for Thanksgiving and turkey for Easter. So this is our normal deal. But now we have all the things in there, all that, so it's covered. Now, all I'm going to do is I got the stove on. So I'm going to bring the pan up. I'm going to bring over the pan. Stove, like this. Oh, we can use it. And then we're going to bring it to a boil. And once we bring it to a boil, once we bring that to a boil, then I'll leave it boil at medium heat for about an hour and a half. And then we're going to strain it. And I'll be back to show you. But first I want to show you how I get it to a boil and everything and stuff. Because it makes some really good broth. I mean, you can use the broth for anything. You can use it for like soups. If you wanted to make gravy, that's great broth for gravy. You can use it for too. And I started doing this about a year ago. I didn't before, but I remembered the recipe how my dad used to do it. And we used to take the carcass and he throw all the bones and we'd put it in a container and stuff. And he would do that. And I had never thought about it. And last year was the first year I did it, and I did it all 3 times, and it turned out great. I used it for broths, I used it for gravies, I used it for a stroganoff, a turkey stroganoff, and that I'll show you guys with the leftover turkey. And I used it for like turkey sandwiches and stuff, and there was just a lot you could do with it. And 3 cups makes a container, and 3 cups in that container is 100 calories. Really, for 100 calories, and the sodium in that is about 50. So the sodium is 50, and carbs is about 2. That's not bad. Because I did some research and I wanted to see, what it was like. And I was like, I really need to do that. And second, I just thought, I really, really wanted to do that and stuff. And it's like, it's perfect. And so I do that. I put it on a real high when I first start because I want it to bring to a boil. And then once I get it to a boil, then I'll put it down. And it's unique that you can come up, you don't realize how much my nose is just sorry, how much you can really make with different things out of the turkey. I mean, if you utilize the whole turkey, and I paid 69 cents at Meijer's a pound for it, was $9.88 for 13.55 pounds. So 13.55 pounds. And, having the next day to make soup and stuff isn't bad. I can do all kinds of stuff with it. So, and today, you know, Thanksgiving was yesterday, and it's like, oh, okay, I'll show you guys how to make some broth tonight. And because I worked out this morning at 7 in the morning and stuff, and then I had some other things to do, so that's why we're doing it late tonight. And I thought, you know, I'm going to share this with everybody because I think it's something that a lot of people would be interested in, that you can make some really good broth and stuff. So, and we'll see how long it takes. That thing was wet, and it must have had some stuff. Yeah, it was wet. Oh, well. So, and that's all we do is once I get it to a boil, I'll show you to the boil there how I turn it down, and then we'll move forward, and then I'll be back in an hour and a half to show you the final results, and it's pretty unique. And it's pretty easy to do. I mean, you can go do something else, and the nice thing is that you're utilizing the whole turkey, so for what you paid, and let's say you paid $30 for the turkey, you still got the perfect carcass for the baked broth, and the sodium's low. And a regular sodium broth that you buy in a store, the sodium's anywhere from 100 to 950 for the for the sodium count. And for the carbs count, it's usually 50 to 100. This one here is sodium is 50, but that's not bad. I talked to my trainer about it. He said, no, that's pretty good. So, and stuff. And I already got some containers out. And I also use containers too. Like I save my cottage cheese containers and my yogurt containers because they come in handy to fill up with the broth too, because this will give me a lot of broth. A lot. But that's okay. You want 3 cups in each container, and I just measure 3 cups. 1, 2, 3, put it in there. Next one, 1, 2, 3, put it in there. And then when it cools, I just throw the carcass in a bag and throw it in the dumpster, you know, throw it in the garbage. And because there's nothing left on it. You know, it's just bones and skin, and we just want to get the nutrients out of it. That's all you want to do. It is getting ready to boil. I'll show you what I put it down to and stuff. I hope everybody had a blessed holiday. And this weekend, I'm going to relax starting tonight. It'll just be a nice relaxation evening. Same tomorrow, I'll just go to church. But I might be on over the weekend and show you a leftover thing that I do. But I thought this way for tonight, we do the broth because I got to get rid of that carcass. And I already I took the meat off the bone, put it in a container. It's ready to go. So there. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to put it on a high boil to get it to boil. And then once you get it on a high boil, then you're going to drop it down to medium heat. And the medium heat you're going to leave go on for an hour and a half. You're going to boil it for an hour and a half. So, and I'm going to leave it on high. I'll drop it down to medium heat once it goes to the boil. And I will be back, but we're going to bring it up to a high heat. That's where we're at now. And then I'll bring it, you put it down to a medium heat, and we'll leave it on medium for an hour and a half. I will be back. So I've got it to the point where, because it's going to take a bit for it to come up to the boil. So you start at high heat to bring it to a boil, then reduce it to medium heat for an hour and a half. I'll be back in an hour and a half with the final results. See you then. God bless everybody. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe.